you cannot shoot 20 films at the same time in Lagos. You can't even shoot comfortably 4 big projects in Nigeria at the same time.
I'm really super excited to introduce this guest of mine because he's really special to me. With a staggering 20 plus nominations as it just concluded Toronto International Film Festival, and only recently he was nominated at the AMAs for Best Documentary, amongst other things. So many other nominations, so many other wins. He's that guy, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you guys trained medical doctor, actor, director, producer, screenwriter. Ladies and gentlemen, I have with me my homeboy, Jide, aka Jblaze. What's up?
I'm alright. I'm good.
Good to see you. Hey. My guy, this is your show. It's not going home with you. You will drop it. Because enter my eye.
I'll think about it.
You look so nice. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
So, the reason why I had to have you on this podcast is you're one person who I know that you're very truthful, you're very honest, you're very blunt, and Jide will say the way it is. Just for your information, he's going to tell you this is how it is. Let's not sugarcoat anything, right? Mm-hmm. And I wanted to have you in the office of a director on this show. You're not an actor, not a producer, not a writer, but a director.
Right.
Importantly, because we need to see things. I personally think that we need to see things from the eye of someone who is not exactly super famous or like constantly in front of the TV screen. Because I think that there's a lot of work that happens behind the scenes as a director, as the person who actually, puts these actors in limelight or puts the stories together and just bring it, for public consumption and all of that. But let's start from the top first. For those of, if you don't know Jide, that means you live under a rock. But it's okay. I think it's madness that you left medicine for the arts. Personally. So how did your family members not swear for you that you left? Why did you even think that, I want to be a trained medical doctor, but I'm going to be in the arts?
They thought it was the devil.
I can imagine.
As usual, everyone's like, yo, what's wrong with him? He has, I have 2 degrees to start with. So he has 2 degrees, BSc anatomy and MBBS medicine and surgery. And after investing about 10 years, we don't understand where's the devil coming from. And it means that I have to do a lot of convincing with my works and how I am also received in the industry. That's the only way I can shut them up and be like, you know what, this guy knows what he's doing. And basically before med school, I've already been into film, been acting from about age 7. You join church and you first do all those ones. Then you now start doing stage plays that become really serious. I worked with Lola Bamiloye, that's the Mount Zion people. Yeah. Then did a couple of stage plays. Then to school again. I was part of the drama group, and we always have stage plays every week in the chapel. That's Bowen University, and it's about 6,000 sitters or so, when I remember. Oh wow! It wasn't like I left film. I always knew that I was gonna do film. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know what? I'm always gonna do film irrespective whether it is, and it's always gonna be acting. I feel like everybody in film felt like they just want to be on screen first. That's where it starts from. I want to be an actor. Then you now realize that there are other things around filmmaking, and me becoming a director started with the fact that, you know what, I pitched a script to a friend and I'm like, you have the script, and he's like, no, you have to join our body before we can make this film. I'm like,
is there a body for directors?
No, everybody have their own bodies. Imagine you have your own establishment now, your own company, business. So I have to join Charles Bond production and go for some courses before they get the script and then make the film, and you get to be in the film.
Courses organized by who? By the Charles Bond production?
Yeah, by this so-called Charles Bond production.
Hey, does that give a certificate that has Charles Bond production on it?
Do you understand?
Oh, wow.
Meanwhile, I had already acted in a film that they produced before.
Okay, so you're
and I didn't have to do a course for that. So I felt one kind of way. I'm like, oh, really? In fact, I only wrote this thing because I want to act. That's where I started. That's how I started writing. I wrote on, is it 60 Leaves? part one and part two. I can't remember the title. I think it's Dining with the Devil or something. It was gospel. It was, so there's no excuse. We're gonna make this film. Do you understand? I was about to say we're gonna make this shit. But we're gonna make this film. But right. So from there, writing started. I'm like, you know what? Okay, if you guys are not gonna make my film, then what's the big deal in it? Let me make my own film. And I started working towards making my own film. I made my own feature length in 2014-15 while I was still in med school. So you see that it wasn't even about finishing med school.
You were in med school.
I was in med school and I made my first film. They were looking for me in class, bro. I'm like, yo, where are you? I'm like, I just went to the bank, and the doctor was like, okay, you know what? And they were in the theater, like, we're gonna stop operating until you get here. I'm like, I just called the class. I'm like, guy, I beg, I did learning. I know, dear, I beg you. Of course, he was teasing me. It wasn't gonna stop, but he was trying to put so much pressure on me, and I was just where I was making my film, and that film was a disaster. God help me, because I didn't know anything. Right. I just jumped right into it. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna act, I'm gonna direct it, no problem. Now produce it automatically. You're producing it that way. And then I rented equipment. I paid someone for equipment, and then the guy came and was like, oh, so this is it was red camera for that matter. So it was a lot of money. This is your camera, this is your sound, this is everything. And then it was going. I'm like, I don't understand. Who shoot? Who shoot it? Like, he said, no, you paid for equipment. Literally,
for personnel.
The one on set. I didn't know. I had no idea. I felt like, oh, well, you don't pay for camera now. You have put up shoot now. You do it. I says, no, it's not the one that's going to shoot. He started begging. And I did some kind of bargain. Eventually, he agrees to shoot. He agreed that one of his guys will do sound. And when the film came out, the sound was shit. I kept hearing one buzz. I just dumped it on YouTube so that my family and friends can watch.
And encourage you in the comment section.
Yes, there's something coming up. And I was a bit discouraged. I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do film for a while. I'm not even going to do it again. That's what I thought. Then 2017 or 16, I can't remember again. I decided to make a short film that wasn't so short eventually, because it was like 40 minutes long. And
that's a feature. That's
like I was looking to make something that's 15 minutes, but then I had already written it. I didn't understand the concept of pages to minutes in film, and it was that long. And then it came out nice. It came out good. I'm like, okay, so I've learned from the first one, which was the best learning process for me. And like, now I can start making films. And completed my med school, house job, NYC, moved permanently to Lagos, and that was like 2018. I said, you know what, officially I'm here for film. And I was juggling with medicine till film started paying some bills. And yeah, it's been quite busy. And then from then I've been doing a whole lot more films, like 95% films.
Do you ever have a moment where you feel like, should I have left medicine really and focus on film?
Of course I do, because like recently I'm on the production, and then we have some hospital scenes, and I just walked into a big hospital in Lekki there, and someone's like, oh, Jide, I'm like, and then the person was one of the doctors that I had worked with in UCH then, and I'm like, oh, wow. Everything starts coming back. I'm like seeing everybody moving, busy. I'm like, oh, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this. And then, there are moments like that where you just feel like, maybe, just maybe. But whenever I think about the money that is being paid here, I can't do medicine in Nigeria. I'm sorry. So I only have like private patients that they've been with me for a while, and they just keep calling me, what's up? And if I'm bored sometimes, or if I feel like pleasing my dad, I go to his hospital and I walk with him. But yeah, that's basically it. But film takes a lot of my time now.
Today, as a director, right, in Nigeria, first of all, is there like a governing body for directors?
There are governing bodies. There are more than one. Yeah, apparently, because I joined one initially, and I thought that one was the main one that I've been hearing of. And there are so many rights and things that I didn't understand. It didn't make sense to me. There's so many things that I started seeing. I'm like, if you guys are doing this, it kind of feels like you guys don't have a job yet. And it feels like you guys are not working directors. Because, for example, you basically stating that we should have a meeting, is it every month? And it's compulsory. And this meeting is literally 3 hours drive from where I used to stay. Because it's on the mainland, and you have to be physically present. You have to be physical, definitely. I'm like, I can't do that. The first one, I'm like, I missed the first one. I missed the second one. And it wasn't because I wanted to miss it. It was because I was working. If I wasn't working, that's the day I'm going to rest instead. And then the third one, I saw my name on the list. Oh, this number of people, you cannot afford to miss the next one. I'm like, this thing can be done online.
as well.
Not at this time and age. Why should I spend so much going over there, which may not even be a problem? But then I am really busy, and you expect me to come, and you're putting a fine on my head and saying, so because you just joined, you guys.
Are they young people?
No, old people. Oh. In
Yeah,
fact, they say
that's
there's
fine.
something called inauguration where we have to all wear white and maybe a green cap.
Is it Olumba?
I'm like, money. I'm like, Kim Ogbole, me Orayi. Like, I don't have all this kind of.
It's the rest you pay for. It's
It
not
means-
secret court.
Do you understand? It means I have to first and foremost go and sew a white native that I
Right,
will
that you
never
don't have
wear,
exactly.
to go to a place that I wish I don't have to go to,
Right.
and smile with everybody and fake. Nah, I'm like, nah. And then I tried, communicating my feelings to one or two of them there, and they weren't exactly receptive because they're bent on their ideas. There's no even option of, let's really listen to you. I didn't feel welcomed enough. I felt like they're saying that, I'm not Gen Z, but they were looking at me like Gen Z vibes, and like, guy, you're just coming. And then I lashed out on the group, literally. I just wrote a whole series of messages, boom, 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 and I left. I left the group. Then, bro, see different messages in my DM. Bro, so this is how you feel. And now so many decide they feel, I don't know what they do for day. I'm like, so what you do? I said, I'm going to the one that is the real one that I should have joined right from the beginning. That's when I thought I had joined, right? And since I've joined that one, no problem, no stress. Nobody's even asking where you
They're working.
They're all working. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's even me that's keeping them like, yo guys, Alpha, where's my ID card? Like, we're sorry. And I understand. You are working. My name is there. And unfortunately for you, you can't make a film here and you want to put it in cinemas and you're not a part of this group. You need to be a part of it.
Right. What's it called?
Directors Guild of Nigeria.
Okay.
You need to be part of the recognized group of, in this stuff. And I'm like, because if that clause is not there, a couple of people will not join in the guild.
Right. Of
And
course. Yeah.
I'm not going to blame them.
Yeah.
Instead, what should make sense is the guild should get to a position or a place where you genuinely want to join. Not that, it's because I want my film to play in cinema. Then that means there really isn't any much worth to it.
Yeah.
You're just, it's just like you're tying my hands. You're telling me to pay tax. That's just what it feels like. Do you understand? And I feel like that's what a lot of all this group are supposed to work on. Give us genuine reasons to join. Give us reasons that we will not feel confined. We will not feel like we're forced to do these things. But however, I love the idea of the group, the guild, and like they will keep saying, you have to join them to change them or to make things better, right?
Yeah.
But in all honesty, the kind of way that we're working, there's no time.
True.
Bro, you're leaving this set and you're going to the next set. Before you go to the next set, you're already reading the script and you're trying to pay your bills and you have to pick up the job. I mean, there are some jobs that you just pick up not because you like it, but there's one like house rent somewhere or there's somebody you have to give money and you gotta do all those kind of jobs. But like but there's all of that, and that's why a lot of people join the guild. It's not because they necessarily see any reason or anything to benefit from that guild. They join because they feel that if they're not there, their film will not be shown in the cinemas, or they're not gonna. Census board is not even gonna approve it. They'll tell you, it's person part of census board, and to be part of census board, it has to be through the guild. Nah.
Okay. You made mention of something that tickled my fancy. You said how that in the beginning you said how that you had to prove yourself, right?
Yeah.
I'm interested in knowing that this is as a director, because it's one thing to be an actor, and then of course there's this notion, there could be, I could be wrong, where he's an actor now, he thinks he can direct, and there's always that air around, so because he's acting, he thinks that he can direct, and then of course you as the individual, you then have to prove yourself. I say, you know what, I know this thing and do it right. So what are the things that you had to do to get to the point where you are now, where people call you to direct their stuff, and people can actually call you a director, an actor's director for that matter?
Right. First, I had to invest my own money. And I keep telling everyone, if you cannot invest in yourself, there's no reason for any other person to invest in you. So it's like, make this short film, use my own money. Make another short film, use my own money. And then that way people start to recognize you. A couple of people saw my short films. I made one at Patoma, I made a different one. And they're like, so you directed it? I'm like, yeah. We have something, come and direct it for us. And then it grows from there. And I think one of the first gigs I got earlier on was with Ife, really. I had known Ife since school, apparently. And she's like, oh, I saw some of the stuff. It'd be interesting to work with you. And she was willing to give me the opportunity. And I directed a short film for her. I can't even remember the title now. Jesus Christ.
How many years ago was this?
This is 2018. That's about 5. Yeah. I directed a short film for her that had Chimeze Imo, Nancy, Wale and Co. And it was on her YouTube and it was really good. It was quite different and she also liked it. And she was already planning on making a series titled Grown Up or Not. And that series was dope. It was really dope. And she's like, okay, you know what? I want Jblaze to do it. And then I made the series and a lot of people saw the series. A lot of people loved the series and they started reaching out. And the way this thing works is your work ethics, your commitment, and the result of the project is what's going to make people come back for you, right? Irrespective of whatever it is I'm doing in the industry, if you call me for something and you say, oh, the time is 8 a.m., I'm rushing there and I'm being there as early as 7 a.m., 7:30. I'm making sure that I am there before you guys. Right. And that it works 2 ways. First, you have the confidence in this person that, you know what, this person respects my job to be on time, right? Secondly, I'm going to be the one putting you on your nerves because there's a probability that you're not ready. And that gives me the edge over you. I'm just I'm looking at you guys. Even if I didn't have my shit put together, I'm getting my shit put together right now. And I know that you don't have your shit put together.
Because you're rushing in.
Do you understand? And I'm looking at you guys rushing tickets. Oh, yes, let's do this. And then just started spreading from them like, oh, if you call this guy, he's going to be here by this time. So you better be ready for him by this time. And word of mouth goes a long way. This person tells this person, oh, I work with this person and it was really good. And there's this. And basically, I'm coming to the industry and I'm giving you a reason to employ me and not employ the other person because it's big ass competition. I see a lot of people and I'm like, oh, there's this guy. He's been in the industry for like 15 years and he doesn't have a cinema film yet. I'm like, nah, I don't want to be that person. I don't have 15 years to commit to that. Do you understand? And what is this person doing that I have to do differently? So if this is the level of this person's work ethic, then I mean I have to double it, triple it. Right. And when a lot of people see me and be like, bro, you're working so hard, I'm like, bro, I can't go back and tell them I failed. Maybe you can go back and tell them that you have failed, but I can't do it. And our reasons for being here might be different. But mine here is to succeed and succeed as fast as possible. Right. So I had my first film in the cinema that I don't necessarily like. But I got to be the director who is I can't remember the title. I mean I can remember, I can't remember. So right. So I mean I was just called and they were like, oh guy, we've been on this film for like who was in the film? Who was in the film? Abayami Alvin was in the film.
That one
was in the film. Oh, you know the film? There's one film like that, Sha. They called me and they're like, oh, we've been on this film for a while with this director and these people and they've been having extra days and the extra days has been going to weeks and they just need somebody to come and wrap everything up. And of course they called me because word of mouth. They already said, this guy, he can solve problems. And that's on that thing I figured out. They will come for you when they realize that you can solve problems. They're not going to give you the
resources.
Not even like the resources. They're not going to give you a plain slate before the problem starts. It's when there's now a problem, they'll now look for you. And I'm like, yo, why don't you call me before there's even any problem? Let me start this stuff and then you're going to get it right. But I understand that without enough works to show and evidence, they can't trust you yet. It's their money, it's their investment, and they feel like, nah, not this person. So they called me to fix the film, and I completed the film. Some of the actors didn't even realize that there was a second director because they had already wrapped. So it's the other set of actors that, saw me. I'm like, oh, okay. And when they posted the whole thing, directed by this and this. Like, I started getting messages. You directed this project. I'm like, yeah, I just came on board to, complete and stuff. And then that was like maybe 23, maybe 20 or 21. But basically, I just done 3 years and I already have my name on the cinema film. And that was progress for me. And now, I mean, like last year, I think I had the most films as a director in cinema. Do you get? And that's still growth again. I'm like, yeah, this is how I want to grow. And it means that I'm doing some things that right for them to keep calling me. And I don't stop there. And that's something a lot of people do in the industry. Once they start making money, they don't learn. They don't add to what they know already. They feel like, I've started making money. But that's not what I'm doing because I know that the same way I came into the industry is the same way some other set of people want to come to the industry. And it means that they would learn more than I have learned and they would leave me and go to these guys again. So instead, I keep adding to my knowledge. I'm like, yo, what's this person doing? Oh, what's that person doing? I go on YouTube, I learn. I just with my friends. I'm like, oh, Zane, what's up, Alpha? See this thing, I saw this thing online. Let's go. And every single set I am on, whatever it is I'm doing on the set, if I'm acting, if I'm doing whatever it is, I am intentionally looking around to pick up one or two things, to learn one or two things. And like I was telling you earlier on, I'm on a big project right now, and the director of photography is South African, and it just came boom, boom, boom.
Call the project. Let them know. It's a huge project.
So I'm on a huge project, very huge one. You get this. The South African DP is there, and I just saw him was putting black cloth on the roof up, and I'm like, which one is this one? And then I immediately decided doing. I'm like, no wonder. And this guy just made the statement, say, that's why most of you guys films here just look anyhow, because you guys do not control your lighting. Because first and foremost, all our roof, most of them are white, right? And once it's white, it means whatever light you're putting is just going to bounce left, right, everywhere. It's the subject anywhere. It means you are not necessarily lighting the subject. You're just enhancing whatever form of light you have. You're not necessarily saying, okay, you know what, specifically I want to make this shit cinematic and light the subject for this thing. So I picked that up, and I was looking, I'm like, guy, the next set you see me,
I will use red, black cloth.
Do you understand? Pack everything, full everything, control the lighting. And it was like, in Hollywood, that's what they do. They literally own day and night. Do you understand? So it's most like in studio or this and that, but they're going to be in full control of all of this stuff. So I keep picking up things from every single set that I go to. I'm always interested in learning. Yeah. And I do not stop. And the difference, what I have differently is, because I am equally an actor, I can shoot with the camera, I shoot. I understand lighting. All of these things I learned. So while I am directing, I already have an edge over someone that does not understand any of this. I understand editing, meaning I'm going to save you a lot of money on set. Yeah. Unlike someone that is just shooting everything to be safe. No, just shoot. I want to reach edit to go cut them. No, I'm literally editing on set. And I'm telling you already, if you're asking me, like, we don't need it. Don't worry. We don't need that particular thing. You don't need this. We can make this thing creatively, shoot it in one shot and get out of here, rather than trying to do this, close up, see you. And most directors, they know, and I get that there's not so much money, not so much budget. Let's go action, wide, close up. Let's go next scene, action, wide, close up. And what you're basically doing is just called coverage. Right. You're just documenting the story. You're not necessarily making a film.
Telling the story.
Do you understand? And they're always to tell a story with the use of the cameras, with the use of lighting, with colors, with like a whole lot of things come together to make this story. Not just the actor's performance. The actor's performance is just an ingredient to work with and eventually make out a film. Yeah. Do you understand? So all this knowledge are what I've added to make sure that, you know what, I am here and I got here as fast as I can.
And I mean, you're doing fantastic. Now, I know that Nollywood is a jungle. The entire creative space is a jungle. The entertainment space is a jungle. Nollywood is crazy.
Yeah.
I'd like to know, have you ever since, you decided to actively be a director, has there been any time when someone or some people, or maybe you experienced whatever, say that, you're horrible. Like, you're not great. You shouldn't be directing. You are bad at this thing.
So, it's quite interesting because I got a message like, was it 2 months ago or last month? And it was like, you need to be nice to people when you're talking to them on set. You act like you know everything.
Stop.
And I'm like,
who sent you this?
I honestly don't know the person. The fact that you cannot even mention your name or say it to my face, it means you're bullshitting and you're not important. Yeah. And secondly, I've realized that this is something I've realized in this industry. A lot of people like to be babied, right? It's fine. But then come on board as an intern. Don't get paid to do the job that you don't know how to do. And you expect us to pat your back and say, thank you, at least you're able to move the C stand. Bro, fucking light the scene. Don't tell me, I should pat you for being able to at least move C stand. Do you understand? And now I am busting my ass out to make sure that we achieve a lot of things in so short a period, and I'm making sure that I do half of the work that you are supposed to do for you. Yeah. And you're only supposed to come up with your half, and you're slacking. You're not being proactive. You're not thinking, how does this affect the next scene? Or what can I do already to get the next scene ready? Things like this. And funny thing is, I don't shout on set, but my face says a lot, because before I get
my
face
just this face,
bro,
it does,
bro. And I'm like, so before you sometimes you come to me and you ask me a stupid question, and I just look at you, and only you will answer yourself that no, that was stupid, and then you go and fix it. But then you have a problem with that.
Bro, I didn't say anything.
Bro, I didn't even say anything. Or I either try and be sarcastic with my response with you, and it's worse when you don't even get the sarcasm.
Oh my God.
And then you now look really stupid. And I'm like,
I can't be explaining sarcasm, bro.
do you understand? In fact, if I'm explaining sarcasm, then that's lost its
Yeah,
shape, that's lost
exactly.
its value, and then I'll not get pissed because now you don't even know what you're asking me in the first place. Do you understand? So I got the message again. I'm like, but I've not really seen anyone that has said, oh yeah. I've got comments like that. They're like, oh, you're such a bad director. I hate that film. And that's a statement that they said. And I know the film.
To your face or like on social media?
DM. I've not seen anyone that's come to
People
my
send you
face
DMs
before.
with that kind of thing.
Bro, I've got, see, my DM is with so much things. The person's like, oh, I spent my time watching this film. Rubbish. Da, 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 da. And I'm like,
wow.
Okay, got it. I know it's rubbish. And I'm not surprised because before you criticize me, I've already criticized myself. I will tell you all the place that I know, this thing, rubbish. But then I can tell you that if I make the film again, it's going to be way better.
Better than
There's, in fact, I feel like every single film I've made, whenever I look back, I keep saying, what did I do? What's this now? Because, and I'm not surprised if somebody else watches it and say, I don't like this. Because it means you're equally intelligent. You're also learning, you're improving. And like we keep saying, the audience are getting more intelligent than they used to be. So if you keep making, I mean, there's always a set of audience for whatever you produce, but there are a couple of audience that, they're not going to buy that stuff anymore. They're not interested in watching that. They want to level up, and because of that, you also have to level up. So if I make a film and you come and tell me, oh, that film is rubbish, I'm more interested in why you say it is rubbish. And if you tell me something that I had not seen before, I'm like, oh shit, that's nice. But most times when you say it's rubbish, you either don't say why it's rubbish, and you're not being objective. I can't pick why you're saying it is rubbish. Unfortunately for you, films are made for different set of people. The same film that I didn't necessarily like, that I made, I was opportune to watch it with a couple of people, and if you see they were shouting and screaming and laughing, I'm like, I can't waiting funny for this film. Because even me with director, funny. They was like, that I can't relate. That these people now, that's their set of people from. That's from where they come from, and that's why it is this. And I'm like, oh, now I get.
Yeah.
And then there's some factors that will make you as a director make some rubbish films, and sometimes they are beyond your control. Because, like I said, what is your purpose of making the film? There are several reasons, but one of the most important reasons here in Nigeria, especially if you're starting out as a director, is to make money and get body of work. Right? So if they come to you at a point in time where you don't have shit, you're gonna pick up the project. You can, no matter
because you need the money,
right? You need the money.
Yeah.
And a lot of factors are not dependent on you as the director. Now you make a film and you have your director's cut. There's something called a producer's cut, and the producer's cut will come after your director's cut. And if you had put something there, the producer like, no, I don't want to put this one, bro. That's it. You as director, you're probably watching it with every other person, like, this is not what I did now. But then you don't have much to say about it anymore, because it is the producer that brought you on board. You were employed to work on the set. It is, even though you write, a Jblaze a Jblaze film, bro, now title is not you get the film last. Now producer EP gets in 10.
I like that you talk about employment.
No, but that's what it is. Do you get?
Yeah. I want to talk about money for a minute, especially because you work as an actor and a director. Right. Who gets paid more, actors or directors?
For the time spent, actors.
Actors get paid more?
For the time spent. And the reason is, as an actor, you say, your daily rate is about 100K, for example, right? As a director, they will not necessarily discuss daily rates. They will discuss the project with you. Now, if you do a daily rate, let's say simple TV project, 5 days film, you say the daily rate of the actor is 100K, right? And that's not even for like the so-called A-list actors and stuff. It's just like, there's this actor that knows his shit, right? And is insisting on his 100K. Now, you as the director, they come to you like, but you're here for us for 5 days. They now price you like they're pricing markets, normal. No, since it's a lump sum thing, let us pay you 300 or 250 or 400. First, as the director, you're going to be on set every minute. That actor is not on set every minute. Even if he's the lead actor, he probably is not on set every minute. He still has time to go and chill. Now, while you're on set, you're working on the scene, on that particular scene, and you're planning for the next scene. And most of the times on projects like that, they probably give you a set of people that don't know what they are doing also, because they can't necessarily afford everybody who is a professional. So now the work doubles, triples on you. And you're still going to collect that same amount. Now you say, it's a wrap. But you're still going to go back to post-production. that you will not be paid for to still work in post-production that will last for maybe 2-3 months. And they'll still tell you, oh, this guy, that director, you don't get our time now. As he finish the project, the guy just leave us. He just drop the film. And for example, that's not the kind of person that I am. I follow all my shit to the end as much as possible. No matter how bad it comes out as, I'm going to make sure that I am there with it. Do you understand? So eventually, when you look at it that way, you're going to realize that as an actor, you get paid more. You still have time to, relax, to communicate, to do some other jobs, to do some other things, maybe like run errands and it's. But as a director, you don't even have time. Your phone is just somewhere else. And then at the end of the day, you go and check what's going on. And you're responsible for completing the film. Yeah. So on that scale, not necessarily. Even if it's a big scale, even if you say it's a Netflix original, it's still equivalent because the actor will tell you, oh, I want to collect about $250 a day. Do you understand? And as a director, you probably are not doing that. And we're not at a stage where they are paying back ends. Yeah. Nigeria is not necessarily open to that yet. A couple of people have started doing it. Want to get maybe someone like RMD now, you probably say, bro, we can't pay you, but we can give you so percentage of the money, the interest, the profit. Do you understand? So they can start collecting that. But then they expect you to also pay your dues. And payment as directors is also dependent on the kind of films you've made, the statement that he has made, how long you have been in the industry, the people that you know, your resume. Like there's so much that adds to it. But eventually, I think that actors obviously make more money per project. But as a director, because you're behind the camera, you probably will get to work more. So when you put it together, you're gonna make more money than the actor because the actor is probably just doing this project. They may not call the actor to the next 2-3 weeks. You as a director, there's a possibility they've called you from that project. And that's because there are not so many directors that actually even know what they are doing in the industry. Point blank. I'm not even exaggerating. If you decide to sit down now and name 20 directors, by the time you get to like 10, 11, you already begin to say, oh, so who else? In a country like Nigeria. In Lagos, that's supposed to be like the capital of all this, of entertainment and stuff. You're already going to start having a headache. Meaning you cannot shoot 20 films at the same time in Lagos. At the exact same time, you can't shoot 20 films. I was telling someone the other day, I'm like, see, you can't even shoot comfortably 4 big projects in Nigeria at the same time. And that's because in those 4 big projects, you probably want this director, or that director, or this director, or whichever one that is probably working on that project or planning for another project. You also want a certain director of photography that they've already employed here. God help you, you want this actor, and the actor is also not available here. Yeah. And you have all of these factors, fine. Then there's not enough equipment to go around for a high-end production. So everything is just scarce.
Basically, you have to wait.
Do you understand? So you will end up waiting a lot more for people behind the camera than you actually wait for actors. Worst case scenario is like, okay, give me that person, maybe we'll manage him. We'll use edits to save his life. We're going to use the other actor, just be cutting to the other person's face, leave him. We shall have our film at the end of the day and we can sell it. And maybe most of the films have already been bought before it's even made. So it's just business for some. There's some people that they make film for business, strictly for business. They don't care whether you enjoy the film. They don't care if you say the story is dope. It's pure business. You are ranting and ranting and ranting. There's a film I watched now from a very big director. Like I'm sure like everybody in Nigeria knows. And throughout the film, all I kept saying is, I can't remember the name of the airline, whatever the airline it is. Oh, that airline is going. Bro, it wasn't necessarily connecting for me. I'm like, it's quite distracting from the story. My friends. But I totally get that it is business. Yeah. And I'm not even blaming you for that.
They pay. The airline paid.
Business.
They got to mention.
Do you understand?
The airline.
And proper advertisement, proper use of advert placement in films.
That's Nigeria. Really important. We don't know how to do that. It's exhausting. I'm like, why is this ad here at this moment?
What is going on?
It's so obvious.
So you can be like, Charles, so somebody is calling you, his name is Bome, he's calling on the iPhone. Sir, take. What? You don't talk like that now. Come on.
I know.
Like, come on. Worst case scenario, speak to people that can write something interesting for you, like something that will make sense in terms of advert placement in the film.
Yeah.
Incorporate it into the story. There are even subtle ways of putting these things. You don't even have to see it at all.
Yeah.
Like if you make a film, for example, and in the film, all you see that they drink is Coke, and you don't see a word. Yeah. And it is just that. Yeah. Like you start asking, did they sponsor this film?
Yeah.
But then because and because it's the film world already, you're like, I want to buy this subconsciously.
Yeah.
Not Oh, bros, like you did test, Abby. Coke
Take
the
Coke.
quench test. Take. Bro, what happened to water? Like, what the hell are you saying? Do you
Oh my
understand?
god, my friends are crazy.
So I'm like, and I get it when directors do this. So they're not necessarily so much directors that they really know what they're doing. Not now. Not now. And the ones that know what they are doing is business minded too.
Yeah.
Most of them are just doing business and chasing the paper and the money. This in court, they've paid their dues.
Yeah.
The once in a while they're like, let's just make this film so that we'll remind people that we know
That
what's
we are
up.
good and all that.
Exactly.
You said something that caught my attention. You said, one way to, get certain types of projects is the type, what you've done, your resume, all that great stuff.
Yeah.
But then you also mentioned the people you know, which also brings me to this very interesting question. Because I've heard this conversation a lot, in Nollywood, even in the music industry, in the SMS space generally, clicks, you have to know somebody, you have to belong to be able to be on certain gigs or, just be working constantly. Because you work constantly. There are directors who don't see that kind of work.
Yeah.
There are actors who are booked back to back. There are actors who are not booked back to back. Do you understand? So, is that really like a thing? Like the entire clique know somebody situation?
Yeah.
Not necessarily because you're a good director.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So there are different sets of cliques. There are the useless cliques that they're just there for business and they will refer their not so competent individuals to go for some other jobs. And then there are some set of cliques that, and this is why I say that it depends on who you know. For example, right? I got to work with Kemi Adetiba 2021 for King of Boys, right? And that one was even just me as an actor. And then she saw my submission video and she's like, "Oh, why don't you try something behind the camera?" Also, I'm like, "Yeah, I also like direct and do stuff." It's like, "Oh, come on board as action sequence consultant." And then I did that with her and she really liked it. And she does not hide it anywhere. You are looking for this person. Oh, she's going to say, "Oh, I know this person." Now, that's a different someone you know.
Different type of clique.
It's a different kind of clique because she knows me based on what I do and how well I do it. And she can easily say, "You know what, I'm recommending this person." Now, there's a set of people of, "Oh, not just my guy." In fact, you probably have not even seen what the person has done. But see, in the call himself director. So, I get director friend, make I call him for you. And then that's a different set of, I know this person. And this person is putting my name somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've mentioned it to you, like, as a director. I've got jobs where they're like, "Yo, bro, if you're not available, can you recommend someone?" I say I can't. Bros, no vex, I can't. There are some people I can recommend, but when things go to shit, it's my name that is in problem, not yours.
Actually.
And then I've realized something, when you recommend people, because they are recommended, it's not necessarily their headache. They don't put in as much commitment as if
When
it
they
was.
actually work for
Do
it.
you understand? Like if it was their own shit and stuff, and you now have to start explaining to the person, bros, no vex. I thought it's this. Do you understand? So there are very few people I can recommend. I'm like, okay, can I recommend this person? I can name them like 2 or 3, and most of the times, bro, they're also busy. So I don't really have people to recommend, and it's not based on this, not do. I don't have.
So there's a scarcity of good directors.
There definitely is a scarcity of good directors, and then it's also the work ethic. Because now, if for example, you call this person, I know one guy like this. Now my guy today, the guy they vex. Now they calm down. So even when I recommend them, and I'm sure that if he's watching this, he's gonna be laughing. If I recommend them, I fear say, "God, may no go vex for
the set.
No go vex for deal." But truth is, I know that you guy is very good.
Right.
Very good. And the reason why you probably would think is vexing is because he's easily misunderstood. He just genuinely wants the best for the project. But in trying to do that, it might take unnecessary time. But when you see the results, you'll be like, okay, I get. But if it can be faster now, do you understand? And if you're like telling him, guy, let's go. If you do, you say, "Wow, am I playing here? I'm serious." But it's a different let's go you're trying to. You're just trying to tell him, "No, bro, no time, I beg." Do you get? So they're not necessarily a lot of directors. So the whole, you know who, they are cliques, no debate. And that's why he keeps saying that they keep using the same person. I have a friend that keeps using a particular director, and I know this director. And bro, if I'm sleeping, this guy cannot do what I'm doing because he lacks insight. Do you get? And it's so sad that you're not developing. You're not even adding more to what you know, and you have the opportunity to do that because you keep getting films. But if I see you in 2020 and the way you're filming in 2020, same way you're filming in 2023, there's a problem, bro. It means you're just satisfied with your shit. Now, this person has started reaching out to other people. So even with that, your so-called clique, it go reach one time they go tire. You can there's a limit to which
You're
you
not
can
growing
wash
anymore.
me. I beg. Because when the real deal come,
Mm.
that's when you realize that the clique it doesn't work again. It's I beg, let's get the right people. No, I can't
Right.
risk it because now if we are going based on click, I'm recommending for a job of like 250k, 300k, 400k. One day, Netflix comes and say, "Oh, we're giving you 1 billion naira." I bet you cannot call the person. What will happen is you now say, "Bro, how far you? They do BTS." I'm telling you, and it's based on I just want to make you see something chop as my guy.
Jide, my
No,
God.
but you understand?
It's
I'm not
not
even
BTS,
joking.
I'm
No,
screaming.
like, can you just shoot BTS or what can you do? Will you do one actor's interview? Or like they're just looking for a way to put you
They're
in the
on
stuff.
it. As
You know,
per the guy.
as
now.
my guy, me no be like say, oh, we the rough arm all this while. Now better don't show, I not gonna put you. No, that's not how it's gonna be. It's gonna be like, let me find a corner to just put you. I mean, all my guys, they know me. Oh. I will call you, I'll say, bro, what's this rubbish that you did? We will laugh about it and you will tell me, we understand where the problem came from, and we move on. And the times I'm like, see, when you come to me, even as a young director, I'm like, I don't mind working with people, young people. Because when I started, that's what I was doing. People that didn't have the opportunity to see. Now I get to a stage where I'm getting some form of investment. I'm literally trying to find a way to get up there. And what you're demanding from me is to pull you to where I am. We're going to find a balance. It means I'm going to go down again. When at that point in time, I need to just probably get someone that is, in quote, maybe like a B-list actor. A-list, and I expect that you should understand that if I'm able to get to A-list, it means it's easier for me to drag you. But I'm still on like B, C, where they're starting to look for you and you're not saying, oh, bro, help me. Bro,
I'm still
I did find the help.
Yeah, I'm happy looking
Do you
for help
understand?
too.
And I'm going to figure out a place to put you.
Yeah.
I've seen people that you recommend, if as a director, I'm recommending someone to a film set. One, this person got there late. Two, the person got there and they had replaced the person. In fact, unfortunately for her, I was also directing the project. So she came late. And I knew that, okay, that's fine. And then I replaced. And it's me that recommended this person. Oh. I replaced the person on set. And I said, you know what, this person should do it. I got another person to do the role. Then she now came and she was already going, but I was still coming. This and that. You know what, you should give me my transport fare. Hey, God.
Are you serious?
I swear to God, I was
such
I was so embarrassed. And then the producer was just looking at me like,
this is who you recommended.
I beg, no, this is why I don't like recommending people. And truth be told, the person is a fantastic actor. When you say action, boom. When you say cut, sense has gone. So she's good between action and cut. After that, everything around, rubbish.
Wow.
That's point blank.
Wow.
And I'm like, I cannot keep recommending people. Because the problem for me, now, and what you don't understand is, when you recommend someone, point blank, it speaks volume of who you are. Now, if you recommend someone to me, right, I'm like, oh, now Charles now.
Yeah.
And now, call time is 5 p.m. and I'm seeing you coming 6 p.m. There's a problem already somewhere.
Yes.
I'll start thinking, this Charles said now scam. Because why? Because he knows that he will not even come that kind of time. He will come before. And I'm expecting at least almost similar from this person. Maybe not as much, but almost similar. And then you're showing by 6. Attitude 0. The performance rubbish. Is it that Charles hates me? I guess they ask.
Yeah.
I mean, what exactly? Or you just use my own project, the person, but they destroy my life. Do you understand? Like, it's not going to work like that. All this know you, I know who, I don't know who. The fake, if you are doing I know you paro and you don't even know your work, the same person will know you go leave you. And he get the way he go softly drop you. Even you go, no say, you don't exhaust your card with this person. You now look for the next person again. And you not improve. Nah.
Listen. Jide has scattered, broken the table, scattered. Like I feel like I've been entertained. I have been educated. You know, on this one episode, it's just a lot. But before I let you go, right, I want to know, can you? I know you do this thing on social media where you like count your jobs per year.
Yeah.
Right. So I think this would be a no-brainer for you. But anyways, can you confidently, give us a number of how many jobs you've directed ever since you started directing?
Ever since.
Is it over 200?
No, it's not over 200 yet. It's not over 200 yet. I probably, maybe 100.
Okay.
Maybe roughly 100.
That's a lot. But which do you really prefer, like, honestly, acting or directing?
I think it depends on the project and the money and timing.
Right.
Scale of project matters a lot because, I mean, this year, for example, I've been in a project that I acted in and I extremely loved it. I love the experience. It's supposed to be it's a Netflix original, I think. And I mean, I played one of the leads, and
The epic one.
Yeah,
Oh, I can't wait
it
for
was
that. Yeah.
Yoruba A to Z, and I loved it. I loved the
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
And now, I've directed a couple of things. Like, I mean, there's this one that's winning awards up and now, it's and the rest too. But yeah, and it also depends on it just depends on the vibe, the project, the energy, what's going on in my life at that point in time. I'm presently on set a big project where I'm the first assistant director. I've never done that in my life before for anybody, but it's because of the scale of the project. I'm like, I love the scale of the project. I love the person making the film. I like the story. I like the idea of why not? Let's make it. So basically, all I'm doing on set is, if I was directing, what would I love to be done for me to make my life easy? And that's all I'm literally doing for the director. Like, you know, you get this, you get that, you get this, and just to make sure that everything moves smoothly. Do you get? So the scale of the project matters for me. I really I can't pick one and say, oh, it's directing. I can't say it's acting. It just depends. And the character, even if it's acting, it depends on the character. So it's a very interesting character. Oh, let's go. Oh, it's just a character that, he just the boss park. He just the open door, close door. No, but like true now. Or then again, if for example, if it's director and it's a big scale project and every other person on the team are idiots, then I know I'm going to die. I'm not doing. Do you understand?
How will you know before the time?
Bro, sometimes you will know. Just asking questions, you will just figure it out. Because when you have a conversation with people, you already have an idea of what this person knows.
Yeah.
You're already telling the person, oh, so we're going to be shooting with the red. We need to get a filter, and like,
anything be filter. You go say, please, can I do you a refund?
Do you understand? If you don't know anything, I'm like, while I don't do. Or I'm looking at costume, I'm like, okay, we have to work with the color palette. Like, I just bought all the costumes, and I'm like, oh shit. Then I know where I'm coming from. I know the level of it. So I don't even have to get to set to have an idea. Like, I really don't have to. I don't. And then there are people that you ask you questions that, once you're asking me a question that you can find on Google, there's a problem.
Oh my God.
It's just like, why can't you just check it out?
I have to put out a bad mouth. See it today. You see it today.
No, but it is true.
Very true.
It's very frustrating.
Agree, yeah.
So what? I should do all the homework for you.
Yeah.
Like, nah. It means that when we get to set, we're gonna have that problem.
Yeah. Someone rightly told me one time, like, Charles, you always Google stuff when people are talking. I'm like, because I need I need to be educated. Education doesn't stop. Like, I hear a new word, I want to know what it means.
It's like boom.
I'm just
if I message you, I'm like, now wow.
Yeah.
This word do now wow. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because it's like, what? It's your friend.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you going to
right
subscribe
there.
for?
What are we doing?
What do you subscribe for?
It's for Instagram, a picture.
Like, what are you subscribing for? Just do some homework, do some research.
Yeah.
Nah.
I agree.
Nah. Like, we're on a set and they were supposed to do a scene where they're supposed to have like a breakfast tray. And bro, Art is bringing jollof rice with fried rice with F4
for breakfast
and juice. Guy, my director just did vex. We lost time because we had to go and get very touch babe's house, and that's what you're bringing. So imagine, like, you already have an idea of. So even if in production meeting, you're already talking like, oh, so this scene, that. So what do you think we should get for breakfast? And you're already saying, maybe we can do pounded yam.
Hey God, I beg.
So you'll be like,
it reminds me of somebody that wanted to shoot me, right? A stylist.
Right.
I said, oh, I want to shoot. I said, okay, no problem. Get your photographer and this person did. I'm close to mentioning the person's name. And the person did. I said, okay, can I see your mood board?
Oh,
God. He said, mood board? I said, your mood board. You want to style me? Show me your mood board.
Oh my God. I was
like, what is mood board? I said, bro, I'm not doing. You don't know what the mood board. Are you a stylist?
But that's where you can be smart. On the spot, I'll be like, I feel just do like say network and I'm not go respond for a while. Like, oh baby, and I'll go and check Google, come back to you like I'm prepared. Like
exactly. What? Like if it's on your phone, right? It's crazy.
And the funny thing is, sometimes I don't mind if you don't know.
Yeah.
But don't come and act like you sabi. Because if I ask you something like, I don't know, but give me a minute to check it out, bro, I'm gonna respect you because it means every single time you want to learn and you would always check it out.
Yes.
But when you keep asking like, but tell me now. So why can't you tell me? And then you're having a problem with the fact that I have an issue with you for not being able to go check it out. You must be mad. I swear.
Something is really.
You must be mad. It's not me.
Your head.
Because I went to check it out. I read. I did everything. Almost everything I know about film today is based on research. So it's easier for me to get on set and pick ABC. Yeah. Everything about camera. Oh, ISO. Oh, f-stop. Nobody started to teach me all of those shit. I literally had to learn online and then on set. I'm saying, what are you doing? I don't get it. And I'm stealing ideas upon them. I'm like, nice. Yeah. Nice. In fact, there's this DOP I'm talking about that came from South Africa. We're just lighting on set suddenly, and so there's just this very thin ray of light. that goes through a tiny window, and it's more. How will I put it now? It's so difficult to explain. So the whole room is aced up, but because every other place is dark, and it's just that thin ray of light you can see, it now feels like there's a filament, like you know when you're watching a film where there's this underground or this underworld that you have to go through something to enter the place, and it's created like a film. I'm like, shit, and I showed it to him, and he's like, oh shit. Because we have never thought of that. He has never thought of that with his years of experience. He has been shooting for Disney, he has been shooting for Netflix, for Amazon. He has not like necessarily seen that. It's like, oh, that's really dope. And now I already have that in my mind that if I ever want to do a film that requires, you're going to go through something to appear somewhere, I found a solution that you probably will not even see anywhere.
Yeah. That's
and it's only about picking up stuff, learning, concentrating. But being
like, present on your phone.
Nah.
Well, listen, me and Jide, we could go on and on, about things like this. But before I let you go, I'm really excited about Damage Done. By the way, Damage Done is the movie that you directed, right? Yeah. Did you direct? You produced?
I wrote, produced, directed, executively produced, which is very important, and acted in it.
That's executive produced mean that he's paid people.
The girl was my money. Trust
and
me.
You acted it, and I mean that movie has won awards already. I know that you won Best Actor at TIFF for it, and something else.
I mean, it was nominated for 20 categories.
Jesus, a lot of nominations.
I feel like genuinely this year has been really dope because I'm beginning to lose track of stuff.
It's so good. I saw the trailer and I was so impressed. When is the movie going to come out to us?
I mean, we're trying to negotiate a deal, with one of the platforms, and hopefully something turns out right. Then it can come out because the kind of content that it is it's not open to just any kind of platform.
Yeah,
it's quite a sensitive project.
It's
very and it is.
So good.
It is.
I'm really proud of you. But I want to know, you directed and you acted.
Yeah.
I always have a problem when I hear people say, "Oh, I'm the director and I'm the actor." I don't know how to do. I think it's crazy. Like how do you direct and act?
It is madness, and I think not trying to say that guys that are doing it are mad, but I'm saying from my point of view, from my experience, it's a lot of madness because it takes so much work. When I started making film, my first point of call was Mondial Film Ministry.
Yeah.
And the owner is Mike Bamloye. All the films I've seen is executive producer, is director, is
the
lead actor. Not even just
typically lead.
Yeah. So I thought that's how it was. I thought that this is how it should be. And if anything, I'm grateful that I came through that process. So instead, I got way stronger because I felt like this is what it should be. So if you can do it, he has done it several times, then why can't you do it? Right? And then I started from my short films. From the first film that I did, I was rubbish. I did it like that. Short film did it like that. It was this I started realizing like, wait,
you cannot always do this.
No, yes, now. Other people, you get.
Yeah.
And while I was making Damage Done, what makes it easier for me to do acting and directing is my understanding of so many things in the film. I understand
because you wrote it.
I wrote it. I am reliable. I don't feel wrong. I can't come late to set. This is my project, right? So, and I had money that I wasn't going to risk just anyhow, and I needed a lot of commitment from the actors. Commitment that I may not necessarily be ready to pay you for, but you must be willing to give me that commitment. Do you understand? And at any point in time, I'm always going to push my acting because I do both of them. And the idea is not to stop one or prioritize one. The idea is to push both of them as much as I can. Now, being able to do this also helps with the fact that I know how to light, I know how to shoot, and how to edit. So I don't need to be behind the camera before I know what you're saying. I literally don't have to be. All I need, what lens is that? I look left, right, down. Okay, that's fine. And either I shoot a scene and I watch. If it's scenes that I'm involved in, obviously, I look shoot it, I watch it. Okay, that's fine. Oh, it's not fine, let's go again. Or the monitor is turned this way and I can literally see what's going on in the monitor sometimes. So I've had my ways with it. I've shot a lot of films that I've acted in and directed in, and I think because my subconscious already felt like it's okay, it's right. I got good at doing stuff like that. But I'm getting to the point where let me just do
that I'm
one.
acting.
Do
I'm
one.
directing.
Do one.
Don't kill
And
me.
then as much as possible, I may say, okay, you know what, I want to direct. I want to act instead.
Yeah.
But then the question is, so who do I bring to direct?
Yeah.
And like between you and I, I've already said it, there are extremely very few people that I can trust to direct. It's one thing for me to recommend people. It's not one thing for me to say it's my own film. Extremely very few people. Because even if I'm not behind the camera, I'll probably do better than what you probably do. Not because you're not good, but you may not exactly key into the kind of vision that I have. I will have to do so much explaining. Rather than explaining, I can as well shoot
Just do
it.
it yourself.
Do you get? So there are few directors I can work with like that and say this and that. Okay, you know what? You direct. I'm gonna be here. But then if I'm telling you to direct, you own the creative license of my film. It is the director's vision, and if it's not in line with what I had written, that I'm now the producer and I'm also acting in, there's going to be a lot of conflict already.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give you my best as an actor either ways because I'm like, oh shit, this guy.
Yeah, it's not getting what I want. True that.
I can as well just do this shit. Why did I get this person?
True that. That's crazy.
You get.
Whew, it's been a very interesting conversation, to be honest. Listen, most of my friends are like really articulate, so like this, it's just always fun, listening to them and just having conversations with them. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. And I feel like if you're out there, you want to be a director, we can literally, crash this entire episode into a book. This would be like a starter pack for those who want to be directors, because like there was so much knowledge passed, and I'm really grateful. I can pay for this, so I'm really excited.
You can pay for it.
That you're here. So I mean, for those who want to give you jobs, because obviously you've sold yourself as a fantastic director, how do they reach you on social media?
My name is Jblaze. You just need to type my name on Google and you can find me.
Okay drops mic. And that's about it for this episode. My name is Charles Bonnie. You already know that. At _Charles Bonnie is the handle. Link up with me, and follow the other handles there on your screen as well. See you in the next episode.
Okay.